Entrepreneurs, and Fuego is like the bomb, is the radio show, over 100,000 people, potential viewers, listeners throughout the world, man. We're here with Edgar Olivo, my compadre, my brother, my hermano. Full disclosure, we're brothers, but our mothers don't know.
They don't know yet. Yeah, they don't know yet.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Tell us who you are, what you do, etc., etc.
Okay, so my name is Edgar Olivo. I am the founder of Compass Career and Business Solutions. We provide business development training for startup business owners, entrepreneurs, kind of fan the flames in their development and their growth. I've partnered up with other government agencies, nonprofit agencies, to work with their audiences and help just kind of boost the economy through education.
You're being too modest because you gotta tell us. You gotta tell us the award that you're receiving today, and it's you know, I think I'm probably the #1 cheerleader because the award that you're getting today, July the 10th, 2015, it makes us all proud of being part of your friendship, part of being part of your professionalism. You're just gonna tell everybody what you're doing.
I found out this week that Compass got the 2015 Hispanic Business Salute Award for our work in the Hispanic community.
Right.
It was awarded through Telemundo and Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
We actually get the award in August. So today they're actually recording us, but it's here. We're one of top 3 businesses that were selected, and it was from what I was told, it was reviewed by the Better Business Bureau, by the Hispanic Chamber, by Telemundo, and past previous winners. So I'm very honored. It's very excited. You know, it's my first business award.
When you receive this kind of awards, I tell you what, man, it makes all of us feel proud of being part of what you're doing. Full disclosure, you and I have a beautiful project. It's called SEAMAS, which is the School of Entrepreneurship Advancement, and you are the dean of that school. Tell us what we're doing with it. Because that's a phenomenal project.
Yes.
I mean, not that we are involved in, but it's a phenomenal project.
Yeah, well, you gave me the title, Dean of Entrepreneurship, so I will take that and wear that proudly. We're doing the School of Entrepreneurship Advancement. Yeah. It's designed, its focus is to help the 98% of entrepreneurs out there.
There you go.
I think there's this false glamorization of entrepreneurism, that it's only tech entrepreneurs, it's only the web entrepreneurs, the app, the next best app. When I think in reality, entrepreneurship is all around us. If you sold lemonade when you were a child, if you sold bake sales for your school to fundraise, that's a form of entrepreneurship.
You were an entrepreneur.
It's embedded in our culture.
Exactly.
I was talking to a group of students yesterday, and I told them, I said, look, the first economy was the barter economy. You know, back when we lived in the caveman days, if I had a goat and it could produce milk, well, then I would exchange a couple of cups of milk for some rice. And that was the form of exchange that started, and that was already part of our makeup as human beings, as a race. And so you can't resist it, you can't fight it.
So right? is the kid that is riding around on the beach in Rocky Point going, chiclet, chiclet, chiclet.
He is an entrepreneur.
He's an entrepreneur.
Yes, he is an entrepreneur.
He doesn't
know it yet.
He doesn't know it. He might not think himself as an entrepreneur.
He might not think himself as an entrepreneur. And I think that's where I get really, that's the scene. Notice how I'm sitting up now, because that's where I really get excited.
I know, I'm just touching the buttons.
Because again, it's this word is being over glamorized, and it's now being used to segregate a segment of people who are small business owners.
Yeah.
So if entrepreneurism means glamour, if entrepreneurism means success, and it means all of these great things that comes with it, the way it's being portrayed in the media, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, then everyone else should be a part of that as well. Because the fact that people who get up, Hispanic communities, African American communities, doesn't matter what community, if you get up and you chase your dreams and you make a living while you're doing that, that's entrepreneurism. And you should feel successful doing that. You should know that by chasing your dreams, by being excited, by being happy, and making a living, by definition you are successful. By comparison to what the world considers successful, the material world, you know, that's something totally separate from what we're trying to breed here at the School of Entrepreneurship Advancement.
So growing up, was there a moment when you said, all right, I'm thinking of myself as an entrepreneur, or did you ever have kind of that moment where you say, I am not the 9-to-5 guy. Not that there's anything wrong with the 9-to-5, but you're thinking, I am different. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm a late bloomer. My bing when I realized, this is not what I want to do, came later in my life. Right before I started my company. My company launched November 11, 2011, so 11-11-11, so I couldn't miss a date like that. And I was working the 9-to-5. I didn't realize that I grew up around entrepreneurism. I was told, go to school, get the job, be the banker, be this, be that. And I followed what everybody else was telling me. And as much as I enjoyed my career, I worked in finance, I've worked in accounting, I've done inventory control, I've worked in gaming, I've done all kinds of really exciting career tracks that not many people get that opportunity. It wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't like being told, do it this way, do it that way. And so
let me understand. While you were doing all these things, up until the moment that you had that bing moment and you became officially an entrepreneur, you were not fulfilled. There was something lacking.
I remember.
There was a vacuum.
Yes, there was a vacuum.
Okay.
I remember we were told to go to a training, and the company said, you're going to this training. So we go to the training, and the person who was giving the class, I just fell in love with. I just thought, oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. And she was so dynamic, she was engaging, she was giving everyone all of this like rah, and you feel amazing after this training. And I thought, you know what, that's exactly what I want to do. I was so afraid to ask her, how did you get there? Because she was doing this as her own private training practice. And it took me at least 6 months to finally get the courage to ask her, can you just tell me, how did you get to this point where you're now traveling around the country and around the world, giving talks, giving trainings on these topics? And she literally sent me an email, step by step, exactly what I needed to do. I printed that out, and from there, I made the decision.
Was there a moment, do you remember the day, the moment, the hour, the time of day, where you said, all right, I'm taking this leap. I am leaving all this thing behind and I'm moving forward.
Yes, it was 3 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday night where I couldn't sleep. I was sick and tired. I thought, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? I had already made the decision that I wanted to get into training and play that role. But how? How was I going to make that happen? And it was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was searching just online, certifications, and maybe I should take some extra courses. Maybe I should go find another job or whatnot. And believe it or not, and this is really cheesy, Anthony Robbins came up, Tony Robbins. And I went onto his website and I saw that he was coaching and that he was doing training and he was doing all these things. And I thought, well, I don't want to do exactly what Anthony Robbins is doing, but I want to do something similar. And so I modeled my business around what he had already built. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. The wheel already exists. You just make it your own. And so, 3 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday night, I will never forget it. And from there on out, I started writing a business plan.
And, all right, so you had a background to do all this, right? And much like you had that epiphany at that 3 o'clock in the morning, there are tens of thousands of people listening to this thing, watching this thing, that are going, you know what, I think I could be that person. I think I could do that. I think I have that passion. What advice would you give someone that is having that 3 o'clock moment? What advice? What is the first thing that you would tell them to do?
I tell everyone in my classes this, and I'm going to repeat it again, and I will always believe by it and stand by it. Write it down. Start by writing it down. Write down whatever is bothering you, whatever hamster wheel is going around in your brain at 3 o'clock in the morning, eventually 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Your mind is telling you, get it out, put it in writing. And I truly believe that ideas are pure creations. Science will tell you you can't create and you can't destroy energy. It's always already been here, et cetera, et cetera. But ideas are true creations. This table, this room, all started off by an idea, which ended up on blueprints, which then became a building. And so ideas, when you write them down, are a manifestation. That's the first step to make something happen. Because once you write it down, I can grab that piece of paper, I can show it to you, I can touch it, I can smell it, I can taste it if I want, I can show other people, now it's real. And so now, because I can physically touch it, now I can do something about it, rather than it swirling around in my mind.
Okay, so now you progress, and you start writing. Was there a moment where you found yourself with negative people that doubted what you were doing, that questioned what you were doing, that said, no, maybe you should play a little bit safe, maybe wait a little bit longer? Did you find that type of resistance at all?
Every step of the way.
Oh, shit.
Every step of the way. Everyone said, you're crazy, you're stupid, you should just go get a job, it's just easier, why are you all stressed out? It's so easy. It's just go get a job. That's safe. I had lunch with a friend of mine who started a business right after mine, and I remember what he said to me, and this is what really kind of overcomes all that negativity. He said, my fear of complacency is greater than my fear of entrepreneurism. I don't ever want to just be a wood drifting in the water, not knowing where to go and just hitting its max. Entrepreneurism is so much more exciting because you test your own limits.
Right.
I say entrepreneurism is a graduate course in personal development. If you really want to know who the heck you are, go start a business. If you really want to know how far your patience will go, start a business. Because when you're writing out those waves of emotions, that's when you really start becoming better. When you experience your first rejection in a sales meeting, when you realize, holy cow, I can't pay the bills this month, what am I going to do? I better start selling something. All that fear becomes part of your strength. And I think when you find that strength, all that negativity, all of those people, those naysayers, they become sheeps who are following the same path. Safe.
What drives you?
What drives me?
Yeah.
I say this in all my classes too, and I'll say this to you too. What drives me is that every day when I get to help somebody and when I see the light bulb go off, there's a very special look that they give you. There's something that changes when you're talking to somebody who's seeking help. That changes. When the light bulb goes off, I live for that moment.
You wake up every day and you're thinking, what am I going to do today? What fuels that fire? What fuels you? What is that? ¿Cuál es ese alimento que te da para que sigas todos los días? What is that?
Fuel?
What's that fuel?
I'm driven by making an impact, and so to me, it's building something. Because if I don't, then I'm doing a disservice to the world, and that's how I feel. I feel that if I don't come into work, or if I don't go and see a client, or if I don't build something that helps someone else, then I'm not making any impact in this world. And so getting up, just the act of getting up and doing something to help someone else, or improving my own business, which I know will be a platform to help someone else, that's what drives me.
What's your biggest fear?
What's my biggest fear? Man, my biggest fear? That's a big one. Well, my one that I share with everybody, it's my biggest fear is being homeless, because I like being around people. I like having a foundation, so I work so hard to have a foundation. That homeless, not in the sense that people think homeless, I think not having people around me, not having people appreciate the work, I think that's my biggest fear. So I work so hard to have that.
Well, truly you found a home here.
I have. I do believe that.
With the foundation, with the Sea Más program. And we're just, again, we were incredibly proud of sharing what you have, sharing the award that you have, because we're adopting that award as ours.
Yes.
And as we should, we're incredibly proud of you.
Yes.
Where do you want to be, say, the next 3-5 years? I mean, you work very hard. You're fucking, every time that I see you, you're working, you're doing something, But what do you do in your free time, and where do you want to be in 5 years?
Well, what I do in my free time, I read books like crazy. I'm constantly reading. I'm a foodie. I can talk about food all day long.
Nice.
All day long, and I can eat all day long. Otherwise, I'd be 500 pounds. I like exercising. I love being with family. And what I'm trying to build for the future is a legacy. What it looks like is eventually a training center in different cities and parts of the world. I think one of my biggest visions now, something that's really become a part of who I am and what I'm building, is to make coaching and training accessible to communities who don't have access to them. And I think that the biggest barrier is not financial, is accessibility through language. So it's so important for me to give classes and give services in Spanish that I want to have training courses and programs always in Spanish, so that the community can have a new fuel to feed their success.
Legal or illegal?
It doesn't matter where you come from.
Just messing with you, of course. I mean,
with all this, come from.
It doesn't matter where you come from, and if you're an entrepreneur,
we're all immigrants.
You're an entrepreneur. We're all immigrants, and we're here to succeed.
Yes.
We have a little.
Where did that come from?
Oh, it comes from. I'm telling you,
where did that come from?
Our producers are right on, man. They're just spot on. This is a little gift for you from the office pile. And if you guys want to contact Edgar for all your education and everything else, there's a little phone number that is coming right down here at the bottom of the screen, man.
Or you can find me here at the office pile.
Oh, they can find you here at the office
pile. Find me here, yeah.
24/7, my brother. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.